welcome to another Dream Connections video. I have got something incredibly special for you today. Now, a few months ago, we introduced the Virtual Quest Tour, and this is where you can have an individual quest tour done from the comfort of your own home. Now, we've been having amazing success with this program so far, and I have got a VQT alumni here with me today. Mychal, how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great, Chris. Thank you.
No, it's great having you. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Why did you decide to go ahead and do the Virtual Quest Tour? Where you're from, and what were your thoughts coming into this?
I'm from Seattle, Washington. I've been with Dream Connections for about 2 years now. And I decided to do the Virtual Quest Tour because, I owned a business, I owned a cafe, and it was hard for me to get away and just leave my business behind. So it was just difficult to make a meet and greet event, tour to meet with the brothers and enjoying this great experience with Dream Connections. And so when the Virtual Quest Tour came about, I just had to hop on it, and I didn't know what to expect, and it was a great experience. Having my romance coach, which is Ina, she was just amazing. She guided me throughout the whole thing, and you have to admire these women that are our coaches, because they dedicate themselves to our success. And I can't say enough about Ina. And I don't know the rest of the romance coaches, but I'm sure they all are equal to, or they'll never be equal to Ina, because I love Ina. And I'm just very blessed and fortunate that I had her by my side, and I just had to do this. It's, the meet and greet looks really exciting and fun. The VQT is a little bit more intense because with the meet and greet, you have only 15 minutes to meet with each table. And depending on your dates that you have on the Virtual Quest Tour, it can end up to be a half hour to 2 hours. And for my romance coach to be there was amazing. It takes a lot of time and effort, especially with my work schedule, because it's so erratic. And, again, I'm just very thankful for her.
No, that's great. And, I'd say our romance coaches, without a doubt, are the best in the business. And we are blessed and honored to have Ina with us today here. Ina, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing wonderful. And how are you doing?
Oh, we're doing fantastic here. It's great. It's a great day here for Dream Connections. And, I want to talk to you about it. Obviously, you've done, the normal quest tours there in Nikolai before and been a romance coach with us for a little bit. But how has the virtual experience been? What has your, experience been with the Virtual Quest Tour? And, how is it connecting with your client virtually?
Well, firstly, let me thank Mychal. Mychal, thank you very much for all of your words. They are absolutely treasured, and all your words are mutual. And I feel the same thankful to you. And well, Chris, of course, yes, it was different, but it wasn't worse. It was just different in the moment of, organization, because of the time difference, of course, because of schedules of people. And I know how Mychal was absolutely busy there, and trying to connect things which are sometimes harder being connected without being near, actually. And but we managed to create the communication there where everybody was just, I think, relaxed and interested. And actually, there are a lot of tons of benefits in online dating here, because, for example, you can chat with girls from any city. And because everybody uses right now World Wide Web, and with no restrictions, actually. And thanks to ladies' online profiles there, you can immediately cross out from the search those whose character or lifestyle or hobbies are not close to you. And here online, it helps to better assess, the possibility of further communication, offline. And this type of a tour is, I think, in my opinion, is very useful, for people who have a little time to build their personal life. And here you can get acquainted without leaving your home, your comfort zone, without being away from your job. And it is on you, not you, who take the girl to the restaurant, but actually the whole restaurant with the interpreter and the girls, they come to your house. And well, we all here have one beautiful goal. I see no obstacles to great communication, even if it is online. And for me, everything was full-fledged communication, full-fledged romantic atmosphere was there. The right words, the positive attitudes, and love was actually in the air, and humor, smiles, that borders the kilometers and a computer screen, well, everything was just erased. And only two people with their sincere desires for me to know each other closer and to get actually closer was there. And it seems to me that actually worked out. And because you forget that the date is online if you are really involved and interested.
No, that's fantastic. That's great. And, I have to agree with you on a lot of those points. It really adds a whole nother level of flexibility. And it sounds like, Mychal, that's exactly what you needed to make this quest tour happen for you.
Yes, again, it wasn't easy because, you try to prepare for these things, and you don't really know what to expect until, you get online and you get to see the person, and you have a feeling of, what your connection is and the chemistry, and, it's everything that, Dream Connection has said. You'll feel that chemistry, and, it's okay to that, some of them dates work and some of them don't. I had a lot of great experiences, and, I actually took Ina and one of my dates on a tour to Seattle, downtown Seattle, to Pike's Market. And everybody was, I showed them, it was live, and everybody in the market was very friendly and hospitable. The guys at the fish market was all waving at the girls, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's," and it was all saying hi, and even the community, the people just in the area were just was very interested and was saying hello to Ina and my date, and it was just a great experience. I'm so glad that I did this, because I've been wanting to do this for so long, and now I had the opportunity, and I just didn't know what to expect in the beginning, but everything just panned out just fine.
No, that's awesome, man. I'm so glad to hear it. And, you hit on one of the things that, we kind of preach around here is to follow the chemistry. And so, Mychal, why don't you tell me, when you're dating online, how does that feel? I think that's the biggest question that we get here is guys like, how can you experience chemistry digitally? Why don't you give me your thoughts on that?
You just, like for some of my dates that I had, I can already see and feel that it wasn't going to go anywhere. And after the meeting and the date, Ina and I talked, and we just said, this is just not going to work. And then the others were just like, well, this was magical. We spent 2 hours on the phone or on Skype, and just having a great conversation. And, you have a feeling that they're right there. They're there with you, and it's not like a distance of between different countries. It's just like you're right there. They're right there with you, and you can feel that energy and that chemistry, and And not only from, the dates, but, you can feel that professionalism and I can't even explain what Ina does for you or the romance coach has done for you. They do for you. It's just incredible. I've gained a friend for a life, with Ina, and, I'm very, again, blessed for her. But it's everything and plus more. I mean, I can't express how, if you're on the fence and you're waiting for months and months, do the BQT. You won't be disappointed, but be prepared, because if you're not prepared, you're going to be so nervous. Like my first date was very nervous. I was like, oh my God, what am I supposed to say and what am I supposed to do? It just didn't, my first date didn't go well. And, but that's okay. I learned a lot, and now I'm looking forward to, meeting my dates in person. One of the things Ina said is, I asked her, I said, if you have 2 or 3 or 4 of these women who are interested in you, me as a man don't want to hurt their feelings. But, you just got to go and follow the process. You have to listen to your coach. We have to go there in person and meet with them. And so, right now I'm planning for January to come down into Mychal, and it's actually during the Ukrainian Christmas. So I'm very excited about that, to learn about their culture. And so, I'm just going to follow, Ina's lead and, just meet them in person. Although you might have chemistry online, it could be different when you meet in person. So, you just got to follow the process and listen to, your romance coach. She's not only your coach, she's your friend, and, she's your everything. So, yeah.
No, it's so true. I mean, our romance coaches do so much for you, and they really help you, guide you through the entire process. And so, I want to come back to you and ask you, obviously preparing for a virtual quest tour is a lot different than preparing for a quest tour in person. So what are some of the things that you have started to, integrate into, like dates and things like that? Obviously, we're not just, sitting in front of a computer the whole time. Mychal was talking about going to the fish market. So like, what are some cool things that you guys did on your virtual quest tour to kind of shake things up a little bit?
Well, yes, sure. And of course, this is not always all the time sitting in front of the computer. And I'm very thankful to Mychal that he actually was supporting all my ideas about the dates. And he found the strength and the desire, to open and trust me there. And this contact is very important because thank you, Mychal, that you always agreed about the time, about the days of dates. So the girls were absolutely always comfortable about the time zone. And for your openness and desire, to surprise and please the ladies. And not only, Chris by means of communication, but he also sent beautiful gifts through the site. And thank you, Mychal, for trusting me there and my words and ideas, which led, I believe, to wonderful results there. And after talking with Mychal and some of the girls, I've already seen some common points of future contact and topics that could be raised, some common goals and desires in 2 people who haven't known each other yet. And if Mychal, at the first date and the lady, they said that they have never been to the opera before, but they both would really like to go there. And for me, it was just obvious that on the next date, we would watch some fragment from the beautiful opera, drink some delicious tea together, and to make some photo collage together of them. And, the coaches are always there to listen and to hear, and probably sometimes to read between the lines what people actually want. Or, when Mychal talked about his culinary arts, as he's a chef, and with such a passion inside him. And I naturally felt that this topic was very important to him. And with a girl who loves cooking no less than he. And we arranged just a full-fledged romantic dinner, you know, with candles. Mychal just surprised us all with the well-served table there. And it was simply unrealistic when he was preparing some gorgeous dinner in his kitchen, and the girl and her. And they just shared recipes, they shared all these emotions, all this laughter together with a glass of wine and in a relaxing atmosphere. So, you know, even through the screen, I felt the magic of all what was happening there. And only occasionally I was just giving sometimes the mood to the date, or the correctly chosen tonality did its job totally. And it was absolutely beautiful. And as for me, it was completely wonderful that people are far from each other. And there was a feeling of warmth and the chemistry and all the magic of a real actual date. Like, you know, like they were at the same kitchen at arm's length from each other, and standing there and cooking something together and then eating it together and communicating about everything, like they just returned from work home and just communicating about everything. Or yes, when we went to the market with Mychal and to his city groceries, and taking the lady with him. And after all, you know, spending time together is so important for establishing contact there, especially if the topic is interesting for both of them. And we didn't just talk there. We really choose seafood together. They talked with Mychal's friends there. They actually met us, and they talked to some vendors, drank coffee together while looking at the ocean, and they walked. And it was absolutely real way to bring them closer. And it actually worked. And it seemed that they felt like they have known each other already for ages.
Wow, that is so cool, Mychal. You did a cooking date from your house. Tell us about that. What were you what brought that on? What made you, you know, have that inspiration to do that? You gotta unmute your mic.
That was actually Ina's suggestion, is that we, you know, put a dinner together. And I said, oh, okay, I can do that. And so, of course, me and my culinary skills, you know, I love to create a beautiful meal. So I did a beautiful plate, and, you know, I had candles and a candlelight, and we just sat there, and we had, you know, going through how to make a recipe, and at the end result, it was just a beautiful plate that it was just amazing. And then she shared her kitchen, and that was, you know, I guess in the Ukraine they call it pancakes. You know, I see, you know, I look at it, oh, that looks like a crepe, you know. So I said, oh, you know, yeah, you can put anything on there. You know, you can put compote on there, fruit compote, or bananas and syrup, or you can make it a savory with mozzarella and marinara. You know, it was just how they prepare things that it was just amazing. And that was very fun. You know, it was, you know, get to share, you know, our personal life instead of just only communicating face to face on the internet. But there's times where, you know, Ina just got lost in the process. You know, so it was just her, my date, and I, and we just kept on talking. And, you know, although we just started just talking and just conversing, and then Ina comes back on like, oh yeah, we're just having fun, we're just talking, but we get to know each other on a more personal level. And, you know, I actually had a Skype date or a Zoom date with one of my other dates, and she doesn't speak English at all. And I don't, you know, we're just looking at each other and laughing and just, you know, because the word she just really knows is, I don't understand. And for me, it's like da and niet, and those are the only two words I know. So we just started talking, and she goes, I don't understand. I go, niet, da, and we did that for about a half hour, which is very crazy. And then we left, and she just, but it was a great experience. There's so much more to it that this is going to be just a memorable part of my life. That is going to be impactful. So I encourage guys, if you're looking for next summer or next fall, hop on the VQT, because you really get to know these women personally. It's not like when you go on the meet and greet. Not to say that I wouldn't have mind going to the meet and greet, because I think that would have been very exciting to be with the brothers in the tribe. But for me, and doing this VQT was a great experience. I wouldn't have traded it for the world.
That's fantastic. That's really, that's awesome, man. I think it's so, it creates such a connection, when you have those two things that you're doing together, whether it be, walking through a park or, cooking a meal together or something like that. It helps build romance. And so, as a romance coach, what are some of the things that you do to help guys build romance when they're, communicating through the computer?
Well, firstly, Mychal was totally open speaking about his life with me, his character, yes, when I met him at first, and about his wishes, desires, and it really helped me to understand what person he is inside and in what direction you need to have a conversation and what to tell on the dates, what leading questions maybe to ask, and what signs of attention to show to girls, how to look on a date, maybe what to do, how to start a conversation, which is the best way to end up or to postpone and everything like this. And although everything was fine with Mychal because he perfectly felt everything that's what he needed. And I could give an idea somewhere, to turn the conversation into a positive direction if necessary, because humor and lots of smile, maybe compliments and words of gratitude, some care towards the lady, a positive attitude, it's always a good idea there. And I actually participate, and if necessary, or I might just professionally go into the shadows when I feel that everything goes just absolutely right and just translating there. I can help, I can suggest not only a man, but to a girl too. And of course, what to tell or show in their life, what aspects to show and where to go, where to lead and what to share and what it will be interesting probably for her to see in his life, to hear about him and how to participate and thus get closer to each other because this is why we're actually there. And this is not just communication, not just, some occasional dates, like all the words, all the wishes of coaches, we really feel how to successfully steer or change something in order to achieve a best result there and to feel the moment as much as possible there. And I think that we had a wonderful result with Mychal and ladies, and well, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, I'd like to say one more thing, Chris. Um, there was a moment in this whole thing where I asked Ina, I go, Ina, do they know who I am? And do they have my pictures and my age? And she goes, yeah, we sent it to all of them. I going, oh my gosh, it's like, I wasn't too sure. I wasn't like, do they know who, about me? And she said, yes, we make sure that, they see who you are and so forth. And so, a lot of the guys, question about the age difference, so, the age difference really doesn't matter. And, because I am 62, and I had a date with somebody who's 32, between 32 and 50. You know, so there's that wide range. And so one of the, my dates that I talked to, I asked her, you know, does the age difference matter? And she goes, no, not for me. It doesn't matter. Family is what matters. And I said, oh, okay. I said, because, you know, I wasn't too sure if, and it's kind of hard to grasp that we're actually talking about a relationship. It's not like here in America where, oh, yeah, hi, how are you doing? Do not ever discuss about marriage or relationships in America, because that would scare them away. But here, you know, with your dates, you're connecting on the basis of building that relationship and building that chemistry and knowing that I'm looking for my soulmate and my second half. And that's what's really important.
No, that's great, man. It's very, very true. And they definitely are looking for a relationship. They're looking to find their future half. I mean, that's important to them. And so, by the way you've been talking about it, and the fact that you said that you were thinking about going back in January, or actually going to meet somebody special in January, sounds like you made a connection. You know, how did that go down? You know, what made you feel that, you know, this particular lady or that particular lady really kind of rose to the top?
Oh gosh, you know, you know, you better answer that question.
Oh, well, we can feel it, you know, even through the screen. You can actually feel that they are into each other. Their sparkles are everywhere. And when we have these dates, when we do things together, we actually feel that they are on the same way. They feel it. And after each date, I always, you know, communicate with both of them, with Mychal and ladies. I definitely communicate. And, you know, in order just sometimes to remove some moments that may have surfaced or were inconvenient, and to explain something to them directly, as we're all humans. And so there would be no misunderstandings or gaps. And of course, they share their attitude towards each other. And of course, they grow. This interest is growing. And you can feel this temperature on the dates, like you're a participant of all these dates. And you actually feel it. And they are, oh my God, when can I see him again? Oh my God, what does he think about me? Oh, and what does she think about me? And of course, we all understand that we are into it, and we are already going somewhere, and something has started. That we are just can't influence, just to grow it.
No, it's so awesome. You know, you get those people wonder, it's like, how can I know online? But you still get those warm, fuzzy feelings that you would, you know, just meeting somebody in person. It's all still there. And so, you know, let's go ahead and close this up. Mychal, you know, I want you to give your closing thoughts, and, you know, we'll finish with Ina after that. You know, you kind of hinted on, you know, guys, maybe you're thinking maybe they should or shouldn't do this. You know, what would you say to them? You know, why should they go ahead and go and do a VQT?
I, you know, it's the warmth and the love that you feel from these ladies, that they are sincere in looking for their second half. It is important that we do meet them in person, although they're that chemistry online. And, you know, again, following, you know, Ina's instruction is to also meet them in person. And so that's why I decided to go on to Mychal in January, is to meet these women in person, because you can have that chemistry online, but you want to solidify it by meeting them in person and seeing if there's that tight connection. You know, my biggest fear is that, you know, you date and you meet 3 or 4 of these women, and I don't want to hurt their feelings, you know, or any of their feeling, because they're looking for the same thing, and they're all beautiful. you know, when you go onto these on the quest virtual quest tour, dress up as if you're going on a real date, because that's so important. You know, when somebody is going online to meet with you, you don't want to look your worst. You want to look your best. And so I made sure that, you know, I'm always dressed appropriately and like I'm going on a date. You know, some of my dates were like, that ain't going to work, you know, because she didn't really prepare or made herself as if this is the person and I are going to connect. And, but that's okay. You know, not all of them are going to say yes, and not all of them are going to say no. So if you're on the fence, get on the VQT. You know, it's going to change your life. It's going to change your mindset. It's going to make you work harder to have a purpose in life, to go to the Mychal and meet this wonderful person that you met online. And I wouldn't have missed it for the world. And again, I wouldn't have made this through this whole tour without Ina. You know, your romance coach is going to be the key to your success. You know, and you know, she's gone beyond all means to, you know, be there for me. And, you know, I appreciate that. And, you know, so sign up, you know, experience these women online. You can look at the pictures and you try not to get so involved with the pictures that you see online. And, you know, we don't write to them, but once you start talking to them, you're going to know that there is a connection. And so I highly recommend, you know, taking that leap and go on this tour. You won't regret it.
That's awesome. Thank you for that, Mychal. And so, you know, what are your closing thoughts to, you know, maybe you're talking to somebody right now who's watching this video, who's thinking, I don't know if this is really for me. What would you say to that guy?
I would say that it is always better to try than just to think about it as about everything in our life. And for sure, you're going to meet very interesting people here, women that would really like to get acquainted with you. And probably some of them is waiting especially just for you, and she's there, and you will get closer. If you're worried that the screen or the kilometers might be a problem, it won't. Just believe me, believe Mychal, believe other guys that it won't. And it seems to me that actually everything works here and works out, and because online here is just the same as it is in real life, just through the screen. So yes, welcome everybody, and we're all waiting for you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And, you know, Mychal, obviously we love you. You're a brother. We support you. We can't wait for you to, you know, come in January and meet that special someone that you made a connection with. And, you know, for all the guys who are watching this on, you know, later and down the line on YouTube, guys, do it. Get your profile form done. Get the process started. And as Mychal said, just join us. You won't regret it.